I'm Thomas Bajada, I'm a member of the European Parliament and the rapporteur for the Parliament's European Water Resilience Strategy. As a scientist, I am very happy to be here and personally motivated when I see different innovators, people that have new, aspiring and ambitious ideas in order to help us reach a water-smart Europe. And that is why personally I think this is a place where we can meet together different people from across the water cycle to speak together and to innovate. But also politically, this conference shows that the tide is turning, that we are now putting water on the forefront of policy making, but rather making water not as an afterthought, but as the precondition of how we must take decisions. Definitely it is the water efficiency first principle. It's because it is calling for a shift in the culture, a shift in the way we approach any decision that we make, being in building codes, being in the way water is treated, being in the way that we are reusing water, in order to not only look at efficiency as something that is at the end of what we do, but rather as a thought, as a premise, there from the beginning. And that's why we must continue to push forward and see that we implement this principle. Not only a principle that stays on the paper, but a principle that will shift the way that we deal with everything that we do in life. Because in everything that we do, our livelihood is based on water. So we must take decisions based on how we will use water. We have been calling for a dedicated funding line in the next MFF. Unfortunately, we have not arrived there. Therefore, we must push together to ensure that there is accessible funding across the whole multi-annual financial framework dedicated to water, in order to ensure that water features in every aspect of funding, because as we have already said, water is a part of everything that we do, of our livelihood, of our competitiveness, of our strategic autonomy, of our food security, of the competitiveness of our business and industry. And it is also the basis of any emerging industries that we will pursue as a union. So yes, we must unlock funding across the whole multi-annual financial framework in order to ensure that we can help our companies, our innovators to scale up in their innovations, not only plan new strategies, new research and new innovation, but also scale up what we already have, because Europe is a powerhouse of information and knowledge on water.